Corpbiz.
Hello, my name is Shaleen and I welcome you to our YouTube channel Corpbiz. Today we will be learning about how a project proponent should construct a wildlife conservation plan when starting a project in or near a protected area. Wildlife management plans are required for biodiversity management and wildlife protection in and near a protected area. It is designed by guidelines issued by the Principal Chief Conservator of Forest as per the conditions stipulated by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change from time to time. The main objective of the plan is to provide a relatively stress-free habitat for wildlife in the impact area and meet the basic needs of the resident wildlife. A wildlife conservation plan aims for sustainable and scientific management of area's natural wealth to provide safeguarding measures and wildlife protection from unsavory elements. It also ensures that any construction and development projects in the public or private sector are carried out without affecting the wildlife and its resources. Let's now see the importance of a wildlife conservation plan for environmental clearance. The notification released by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change in September 2006 ensured that at the time of environmental clearance, the approval of forest diversion for projects situated beyond 10 km distance from protected areas will be needed. The Ministry of Environment and Forest stipulates conditions for the preparation and implementation of site-specific wildlife conservation plan by the project authorities in consultation with the State Forest and Wildlife Department. So let's understand what is the need of a wildlife conservation planning. Increasing man-made conflict today results from fragmentation and deterioration of wildlife habitat. Unchecked developmental activities destroys the flora and fauna of the impacted area and also disturbs the balance of the natural ecosystem. This is a crucial management issue during many projects in protected zones such as forests. Therefore, wildlife conservation planning as a part of the site approval is needed. A project proponent must address the above-mentioned issues in a wildlife conservation plan through innovative approaches for protecting and managing forest ecosystems. A wildlife conservation plan will be needed in case the project falls in any of the following protected areas: sanctuaries, national parks, biosphere reserves, wildlife corridors, tiger, elephant reserves existing as well as proposed. So what is the process of wildlife conservation planning? Let's have a look. Here we first have to understand the composition of a plan. So a wildlife conservation plan must assess the present status of the flora and fauna and the habitat of the significant wildlife species in the project's impact area and in a 10-km buffer area. The Forest Department issues the format of necessary inclusions in the planning. Key chapters included in the wildlife conservation plans in any state includes introduction. So, introduction to the project such as project's background, objective and scope of work, brief of the project and its utility and provisions of all relevant acts and regulations applicable to the particular wildlife conservation plan must be included. Next comes the project impact and conservation plan. So, a project impact and the conservation plan for the impacted area is required, which should include study reports on the impact of the project on the environment in general, including soil, vegetation, water regime and animal. In this section, an assessment of different factors is also done to calculate a cumulative score for environmental parameters. These parameters can include cumulative score of geology, cumulative score of soil and noise, cumulative score of land cover and hydrogeology, cumulative score of water, land cover, soil, hazardous ecology and biodiversity, socio-economic and hydrogeology, cumulative score of hazardous risks. Now, the next section is usually the mitigation strategies. In this section, mitigation strategies for the identified impacts are addressed. This can also include proposed management strategies within the project site and the project impact zone. Next is the assessment of biodiversity values in the study area and ways of uplifting the local economy. The last section usually consists of enclosures and appendices, including maps of land use plans, location maps and other relevant orders passed by the competent authorities that must be attached with the plan. Now that we have learned the structure of the plan, let's look at how you can submit the plan to the authorities. So for the approval of the wildlife conservation plan, the proposed plan has to be submitted with an application and other relevant documents to the Deputy Conservator of Forest under whom the project area lies. Next, the plan must be sent to the Chief Wildlife Warden Office after authentication by the concerned DCF and implementation of any recommendations of the concerned Chief Conservator of Forest. The application must include details like name of the project proponent, name of the project, its location, cost, area of the project and the 10-kilometer buffer area, activities that will be undertaken under the project, names of ecologically sensitive areas and names of the Schedule 1 species for which the wildlife conservation plan is being made, name of the implementing agency of the wildlife conservation plan, list of flora and fauna authenticated by the DCF, wildlife conservation plan as per the format authenticated by DCF. Now, in the case of any Schedule 1 fauna found in the study area, necessary plans for their preservation must be included. So, if you are looking for the assistance of certified consultants that can help you with this report, you can connect with our experts at Corpbiz with the details provided below. We help our clients with all environmental compliances related to their projects. So please like and share if you found this information useful. You can also subscribe to our channel and visit our website. Thank you for watching.